Dímelo mi gente, Marcucci here getting ready to the video, and today we're going to be talking about the rescission of SAB 121 and its impact on digital assets. And we're going to be understanding the shift in crypto regulation, as you can see already on the new administration's first week. They've already done quite a lot, and this is something that everyone in the crypto space was telling them and asking them to take a look at and see if we could, get it gone. And it looks like they did. So let's talk a little bit about it. And for those that, have been following me since last year, this is something that we talked about during the elections. And it was like the SAB 121 House Joint Resolution. So this is what we were referring to back then. So the SAB 121 or staff accounting bulletins. The staff accounting bulletin reflects the commission staff view regarding accounting related disclosure practices. They represent interpretations and policies followed by the Division of Corporate Finance and the Office of the Chief Accountant in administering the disclosure requirements of federal securities laws. So the introduction to the SAB 121 is Staff Accounting Bulletin 121 was a guidance issued by the SEC regarding the accounting for obligations to safeguard crypto assets held by platform users. The purpose is to protect investors by ensuring crypto assets are accounted for in bankruptcy scenarios. So like if you have basically like Bitcoin in another, like in a bank, for example, and they lend it out to someone else, it was kind of worry. And we can see here our friends with Stand With Crypto. They basically say this is an example of regulatory overreach from the SEC when it comes to digital assets, and disincentivizes banks from offering digital asset custody at scale and limits banks' ability to develop safe, innovative use cases for blockchain technology. You guys can read this if you guys want. I'll obviously leave the link in the description down below as always. So congressional action. So congressional review of the Ag resolution. So it was passed by House and Senate. So this is kind of like the first bipartisan bill that we saw in crypto, but it was vetoed by former President Joe Biden. So the impact on legislation shows significant bipartisan interest in crypto regulation. And we can see here some news about it. And yeah, we can see here some of the key figures in the vote was the sponsor, Mike Floyd, he's Republican, and then co-sponsors Darren Soto, Democrat, Rich Hill, Republican, Tom Emmer Jr., Republican, and Wiley Nickel, Democrat. So we can see here, it's bipartisan, like it's not just Democrats, not just Republicans, it's both. We can see here some of the people that voted for it. So we see Aaron Bean, Anthony D'Esposito, I kind of don't know, Alex Mooney. We review some of these, not all of them though, and some of the people that voted against. Some of the big ones, I knew in New York, is Andrew Spilett, AOC, Andy Kim, and many others. So it was obviously supported by Gary Gensler, and he said, what we found actually in bankruptcy court time and time and many times now, that indeed bankruptcy courts have said that crypto assets are not bankruptcy remote. And obviously this drew like humongous amounts of criticism, and Hester Pierce said it was not fitting within traditional SEC guidance framework. And we can see here Hester Pierce, she said, bye-bye, SAB 121 is not been fun, and she just mentioned the staff accounting bulletin number 122. And then we see here other people said, this person, Jacob King, Bitcoiners are now rallying behind the fact that SEC has rescinded SAB 121, claiming it means banks can now custody Bitcoin for clients. Not only is this such a stretch and makes zero mention of Bitcoin, but do you not see that hypocrisy? Satoshi's entire point with Bitcoin was not to have a third party to custody it. In 2025, the entire Bitcoin community is now on their knees for banksters and begging them to hold it for them. And while I do agree with what he says, like, Satoshi's, it was meant to be like peer to peer, but that doesn't mean banks can't, interact with it, or, banks can't custody it. It does mean, like, what Satoshi wanted was for everyone to like be his own bank, but that doesn't mean banks should just go away. I mean, that's how I look at it, but obviously, you can have your own interpretation. Anyways, industry reaction, it got support from the American Bankers Association, Bank Policy Institute, Financial Service Forum, and others. It limited banks' ability to innovate with blockchain technology and offer custody services. So, yeah, I mean, people have said, that banks are now going to be able to like custody Bitcoin and other things. Maybe they are. This person, Nefty, said SAB 121 didn't change anything for banks that were holding assets on behalf of customers. It only impacts banks who use third parties as their custodian for the funds. Banks that wanted to custody assets with Bitcoin, with Coinbase or BitGo, would be impacted by it. So I'll leave all these tweets so you guys can see. So the rescission of SAB 121. Senator Lumens just mentioned it, and then said SAB 121 was disastrous for the banking industry and only stunned American innovation and advancements of digital assets. I am thrilled to see it being repelled. So, obviously there's a lot more positive people than negative, but obviously some people are going to be negative, but, you can't please everyone, right? Especially not in this space. So what does this mean for banks, investors, and crypto industry? So banks will now be able to offer digital asset custody services, potentially fostering innovation. For investors, increased option for safe, regulated custody of digital assets, and crypto industry is seen as a step towards mainstream acceptance of digital assets. And one thing I will say, back then, back 5 years ago, being your own bank and people lose their wallets, people lose people, you could get robbed. There's a lot of stuff that happens. And imagine my grandma or grandpa or your guys' older family members that they don't even have a smartphone or a computer. And for them to not be able to be in this and going to their bank and saying hey, I want to buy Bitcoin, and people see it, people want to see everything in a negative way, but it's some of these stuff is for the older generation, the generation that doesn't even know how to use technology. I think this is for them, and I think this is really important, obviously. So what is the future outlook? So with SAB 121 reinside, it focuses on fulfilling SEC mission in a digital asset friendly manner. The crypto task force led by Hester Pierce aiming to refine crypto regulation. This is really important because they spent no time. Paul Atkins isn't even in there just yet, and they already are doing it without him. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, right? You can let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, they are already taking some measurements. And public engagement, need for more transparency and inclusive regulation process regarding digital assets. So what is my conclusion? The rescission of SAB 121 marks a pivotal change in regulatory landscape for digital assets, promoting innovation and investor protection. So yeah, I think this is people want to hate, just to hate, but I honestly see it as a positive thing. And not only that, if we look here, these laws or these bulletin boards that were passed on is kind of without our vote, right? A new rule that treated digital assets was issued without public notice and comments and with none of the 5 Senates confirmed SEC commissioners voting on the rule. So say what you want, like this stuff is happening whether we like it or not. And my only call to action is that if you're into crypto, like, please be more attentive. And obviously you stand with crypto, they're really great. And just, I don't know, just like, comment, and subscribe. That's everything I can say. I think I've seen a lot of bearish news, and honestly, this is something that we have been asking as a crypto community to like get rid of. And now that we get rid of, now it's like, no, we're not. It's like, dude, chill. Like, it's gonna happen slowly. Like, I know you want it fast, I know you want your backs to pump, but believe me, it's better to be positive than negative, in my opinion. Anyways, intrigued to your thoughts, please let me know what you think about the video. And as always, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.